make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
This woman, Jasmine Crockett, and I want you all to affirm the fact that I said in January, she's the one to watch this year. It's loony. Okay. She comes out and says, for my birthday, I want to see Elon Musk taken down. And that's the day of the big event on March 29th. Now, she better be very careful. And you don't pick a fight with the Attorney General of the United States. And you do not say to the Attorney General of the United States, your boss is basically a jerk. Okay? Because then the Attorney General is in a position where she has to defend her boss.
We are not coming off these charges. We are looking at everything, especially if this is a concerted effort. This is domestic terrorism. And Maria, now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully, because nothing will happen to Elon Musk, and we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's this basic safety. Once again, domestic terrorism is going to come to a stop in our country.
So that was our Attorney General threatening a member of Congress for hurting the feelings of the wealthiest man on the planet.
To have the sitting Attorney General go on, and I'm gonna call it faux news. I know some of y'all love it, but it's fake to me. To have her go on Fox News and to then decide that she wanted to send a threat to me, it was wrong. Because here it is, she is the highest law enforcement agent in this country, and people are watching and they are consuming this information, and they are believing that simply because I decided that I wanted to exercise my right to free speech, which I am not abridged from doing, that she then wanted to then politicize something that should not be politicized. I don't like Elon Musk. I'm gonna say it 50,000 times. I don't like him. I don't like that he going out there and he firing people. I think that he's a crook, because somehow the rest of us can't sit around and get whatever federal contracts we want. The rest of us can't sit around and get law enforcement and get them somehow ordained as federal law enforcement to protect him. The rest of us can't get our dealerships protected by the federal government. That is somebody that is operating above the law. For whatever reason, just because he has a lot of money, more money than everybody else. And yes, I am happy to see that on my birthday, which is what I said, there were peaceful protests around this world against him, because he is a problem. And so you never should have somebody that is sitting that high and is going to sit up here and threaten a sitting member of Congress when she knew good and well, if she watched the entire thing, that I specifically told protesters to make sure you consult with lawyers, just like I've told protesters over and over and over in the history of me advising people to go out and exercise their constitutional right. The fact that there are other sitting members that have received letters of threat from this new DOJ tells me that they are about retribution and they are not about following the law.
So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
When Pam Bondi, though, says, tread carefully, what does that even mean?
Yeah. All it means is that she's attempting to get me to say, oh, I'm going to be scared and I'm just not going to say anything, because they are willing to literally break the law. I mean, that's what we've seen them do. They are ignoring court orders. They are ignoring what our own laws are. When we look at things such as impoundment, things like that, this entire administration is rogue. And this isn't about partisanship. I keep trying to tell people that we are living in the time of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And right now, when we are looking at the black letter of the law and they are deciding, I'm just going to ignore it, then they are wrong. That is clear as day. And right now, They are going after anyone who decides that they will challenge them, whether it's the judges that are sitting on the benches, whether it is lawyers that have decided that they were going to represent their clients to the best of their ability, and most of them won against Trump and his administration. Basically, they are trying to get rid of all voices of dissent.
It really is a disgrace how Republicans are always talking about law and order and how we got to get the bad guys in prison and we got to make sure that all the streets are clean. And yet Donald Trump, who had 91 felony charges, convicted on 34 of them, and literally tried to overthrow the country, somehow made it back into the White House, so there's that. And then all these actions they're taking, firing thousands of people, shutting down these administrative programs, these administrative organizations, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, what they're doing, going after Social Security, firing all these people, getting struck down by federal judges because the actions they're taking are illegal. These people don't care about law and order. They care about getting their way. And the fact is Donald Trump won by a slither. He barely won this election, so he doesn't have a mandate. He doesn't have the standing to do anything that he wants to do without repercussion. And they know that, which is why they're trying to destroy everything as fast as possible and do what they can to continue to avoid any type of consequences for what they've done. But again, it's just really ridiculous that these people talk about law and order. Pam Bondi talking about Jasmine Crockett better tread lightly because Elon Musk's feelings are hurt. When Elon Musk's feelings are incredibly easy to hurt because he's a baby and a loser.